What's up, guys? Welcome to the line change. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Elias Pettersson. We're actually going to be continuing our series of our 8 years later. How does Elias Pettersson stack up to the rest in his draft class? We've already covered guys like Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes, and more recently, Niels Höglander. So this video, we're going to be talking about EP40, PD, and so let's go ahead and dive right into it. This article is, of course, brought to you by our friends at Canucks Army. And in particular, this article is written by Jeff Patterson, who was just on the podcast a couple of days ago. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say about Elias Pettersson and 8 years later and how he stacks up to the rest of the 2017 draft class, which was the year that Elias Pettersson was drafted. Based solely on the numbers, Elias Pettersson would certainly be selected higher than his original draft slot if NHL teams were to reconvene and have a second crack at the 2017 draft. But as the hockey world knows by now, things are complicated when it comes to the Canucks center. Up until the 2024 All-Star Game, Pettersson would likely have been the second player redrafted from the class of 2017. Since then, however, his stock has plummeted. Still, for all his struggles over the past year and a half, Pettersson remains the most productive goal scorer and point producer selected in his draft year. Pettersson's 185 regular season goals are 14 ahead of Nico Hischier, who went first overall to the New Jersey Devils, and his 457 points are 29 in front of Cale Makar, who would almost surely be the top selection in a 2017 redraft. Beyond goals and points, Pettersson is third in his class in both assists and games played, so graded against his 2017 peer group, Pettersson has been an absolute home run selection for this hockey club. As noted above, Hischier went first overall to New Jersey, followed by Nolan Patrick to Philadelphia. After those two forwards, two of the game's top defensemen were selected back-to-back. Miro Heiskanen, third overall to Dallas, and Cale Makar went fourth to Colorado. After the Canucks nabbed Pettersson with the fifth selection, Vegas took Cody Glass. The New York Rangers opted for Elias Andersson. Buffalo drafted Casey Mittelstadt. Detroit went for Michael Rasmussen, and Florida picked Owen Tippett to round out the top 10. Let's take a look at teams that fared well outside the top 10. With the benefit of both time and hindsight, it's easy now to see which teams made out well with picks beyond the top 10. Carolina snapped up Marty Necas with the 12th overall selection, while Vegas used its second first-round pick that year, 13th overall, to take Nick Suzuki, who was traded to Montreal, and has emerged as one of the best young centers in the league. St. Louis Blues landed Robert Thomas with the 20th overall pick, and he quietly sits fourth in the class in point production. Ottawa hit a home run, finding Drake Batherson in the fourth round, 121st overall, and he is eighth in the class in scoring. But the biggest winners at the 2017 draft were the Dallas Stars, who mined the top 40 and hit the motherlode with Heiskanen, once again third overall, and Jake Ottinger, 26th, and then Jason Robertson with the 39th selection. Robertson is third in the class of 2017, behind only Pettersson and Hischier with 168 goals so far in his career. Let's take a look at some other longer shots that have panned out. Obviously, not all draft selections are graded by their point production. To that end, Vegas made out well, selecting Nick Hague, 34th overall. New Jersey landed Jesper Bovqvist with the 36th pick. Carolina found Eetu Listerainen with the 42nd selection. San Jose nabbed Mario Ferraro, 49th overall, while Los Angeles unearthed Mikey Anderson with the 103rd overall pick, and Tampa found Nick Perbix in the 6th round, 169th overall. Let's take a look at how Pettersson stacks up. As noted earlier, Elias Pettersson is at the top of his draft class in overall production. He can't do better than that. However, in saying that, it's almost a certainty that Cale Makar would be the unanimous first overall selection in a 2017 redraft, as we mentioned earlier. After that, Pettersson would likely find himself in the mix with Nico Hischier, Miro Heiskanen, Jason Robertson, and Nick Suzuki for the second pick. And it's quite possible the pair of elite puck-moving defensemen would be selected first and second overall in a redraft. After that, it would be team preference whether they valued the goal scoring of Robertson, the responsible habits of Hischier, the offensive thrust Suzuki brings, or the elite two-way game Pettersson has displayed for most of his career. Recent struggles would likely give most teams pause when considering Elias Pettersson in a do-over of the 2017 NHL Draft. Still, it's impossible to look past his 102-point season in 2022-2023 and think he'd fall further than fourth on any team's list. And based on Pettersson's overall body of work, there would have to be teams that would take him second overall and several that would have slotted him in third. So that is the article. Right now, we're going to take a look at the actual draft. Let me just bring this up onto the screen for you guys. Where is it? Share screen. There we go. Now let me just move this down to here. There we go. And I'm going to expand this a little bit for you guys. Let's go with, I don't know if that one's going to work. There we go. That one looks okay. Bring this up. So as we mentioned earlier, first overall was Nico Hischier. And as you can see, 9 seasons, 527 games played, 171 goals, 251 assists, 422 points. Then we have Nolan Patrick, drafted second overall, has played 6 seasons, 222 games played, 32 goals, 45 assists, 77 points. So obviously that is quite the letdown for a second overall pick. And actually, I don't even know if Nolan Patrick is even still in the NHL. Let me know in the comment section down below if he is or not, because I haven't heard his name in a really long time. Third overall, you had Miro Heiskanen, 8 seasons played, 475 games, 58 goals, 225 assists, 283 points. Then you have, of course, Cale Makar, 4th overall, 8 seasons played, 395 games, 116 goals, 312 assists, 428 points. Then, of course, there you have Petey, 471 games played, 185 goals, 272 assists, 457 points. Cody Glass, 6th overall, 7 seasons, 252 games, 35 goals, 58 assists, 93 points. Elias Anderson, 6 seasons, 110 games played, 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points. Again, similar to Nolan Patrick, a bit of a letdown. And again, I'm not sure if Anderson is even still playing in the NHL. You have Casey Mittelstadt at 8th overall, 9 seasons, 438 games, 81 goals, 155 assists, 236 points. Michael Rasmussen, 7 seasons, 390 games, 60 goals, 80 assists, 140 points. Owen Tippett, 10th overall, 7 seasons, 347 games, 93 goals, 92 assists, 185 points. Gabriel Velarde, 11th overall, 7 seasons, 270 games played, 90 goals, 85 assists, 175 points. Marty Necas, 12th overall, 441 games played, 9 seasons, 124 goals, 202 assists, 326 points. Then you have Nick Suzuki, 13th overall, 7 seasons, 455 games, 138 goals, 237 assists, 375 points. Cal Foote of the Tampa Bay Lightning, 14th overall, only 4 seasons played, 145 games, 5 goals, 15 assists, 20 points. Then you have a familiar face in Eric Branson, former Canucks defenseman, drafted 15th overall by the Vegas Golden Knights, 7 seasons, 294 games, 10 goals, 67 assists, 77 points. Then you have Juuso Välimäki, drafted 16th overall by the Calgary Flames, 8 seasons, 271 games, 11 goals, 61 assists, 72 points. Then you have Timothy Liljegren of the Toronto Maple Leafs, 17th overall, 7 seasons, 264 games, 20 goals, 62 assists, 82 points. Then you have Urho Vakanainen, probably butchered that, 18th overall by the Boston Bruins, 8 8 seasons, 187 games, 3 goals, 37 assists, 40 points. Then you have Josh Norris, drafted by the San Jose Sharks, 19th overall, 7 seasons, 239 games, 91 goals, 67 assists, and 158 points. And you have, as we mentioned earlier, Robert Thomas, 8 seasons, 466 games, 107 goals, 289 assists, 396 points. Then you have another familiar face, Filipino, drafted 21st overall by the New York Rangers, 9 seasons, 393 games, 77 goals, 93 assists, 170 points. Then you have Kailer Yamamoto, drafted 22nd overall by the Edmonton Oilers, 8 seasons, 315 games, 60 goals, 77 assists, 137 points. And then Pierre-Olivier Joseph, drafted 23rd overall by the Arizona Coyotes, a recent acquisition for the Canucks. 6 seasons, 194 games, 8 goals, 32 assists, 40 points. Then you have Christian Vesalainen, only played 3 seasons, 70 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. You have Ryan Poehling, 25th overall by the Montreal Canadiens, 7 seasons, 283 games, 43 goals, 52 assists, 95 points. Then, of course, there's Jake Ottinger, 26th overall in the first round by Dallas Stars. Definitely a steal for the Dallas Stars. I've always been a big fan of Ottinger. 7 seasons, 251 games. Morgan Frost, drafted 27th overall by the Philadelphia Flyers. 7 seasons, 310 games, 53 goals, 94 points, 94 assists, 147 points. Shane Bowers, drafted 28th overall by the Ottawa Senators, 3 seasons, 13 games played, no points. Henry Jokiharju, probably butchered that as well, 29th overall, Chicago Blackhawks, 8 seasons, 407 games, 19 goals, 78 assists, 97 points. And then you have Tolvanen right there, Clem Costin. Then that's looking into the second round. You had Connor Timmins, drafted 32nd overall by the Colorado Avalanche. And then you have a somewhat familiar name. If you guys paid attention to the Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup run, you probably heard of the name Cole Lind. He obviously is in the Dallas affiliate, the Texas Stars, and he was a massive pain in the you-know-what during that series, but he was originally drafted by the Vancouver Canucks, 33rd overall. He's only played 3 seasons in the NHL, 31 games, 2 goals, 6 assists, and 8 points. And then you have Nicholas Hag, Isaac Ratcliffe, Jesper Bofquist. Just looking down at some more. And then, there's Jason Robertson, 39th overall, 7 seasons, 374 games, 168 goals, 226 assists, 394 points. Looking down more. See if there's anyone else who's familiar. Mario Ferraro, as was mentioned. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, drafted 54th overall. And, of course, I know a lot of Canucks fans are probably not going to like seeing this, but 55th overall of the second round, Jonah Gadjovich, drafted by the Canucks. Obviously, he is in the a member of the Florida Panthers now. 6 seasons in the NHL, 160 games, 10 goals, 8 assists, and 18 points. Looking down further, you got Fabian Zetterlund. Of course, Canuck fans are probably not going to want to see this either, but Michael DiPietro, drafted 64th overall of the third round. He's obviously in the Boston Bruins system now. Then you have Morgan Geekie. Looking down further, Stuart Skinner, drafted 78th overall in the third round by the Edmonton Oilers. So, there you go. Stuart Skinner, a third-round pick by the Edmonton Oilers in this 2017 draft. Down further. Of course, the Canucks drafted Jack Rathbone in the fourth round, 95th overall. He's obviously no longer in the Canucks system anymore. Mikey Anderson, as we mentioned earlier. Jeremy Swayman, drafted 111th overall by the Boston Bruins. So he was pretty far down, 4th round pick for the Bruins. He turned out to be, I guess, pretty good, with the exception of course, last season. Drake Batherson, as was mentioned earlier. I think that is it for well-known names in this draft class. You have Sebastian Aho. No, not Carolina, but the defenseman Sebastian Aho. And yeah, I think that's... Oh, here's a name that Canucks fans should know. Jiri Patera, drafted 161st overall in the 6th round by the Vegas Golden Knights. And yeah, I think that's about it for well-known names in this draft. So there you guys go. So yeah. Oops, sorry. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Obviously, I'm not sure what the next one will be, but we will have it for you right here on the line change. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys liked it. And if you guys want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You guys can find and interact with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook. Just search The Line Change to find our Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at The Line Change. You can find us on X at Line Change Man. You can find us on TikTok at the TLC Podcast. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. If you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated. But that's going to do it for me in this video. As always, let's go Canucks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.